on that.
Where'd you get it?
Made it.
Would you let me blow it once?
Keep it if you like.
Couldn't do that.
And why not? It's mine to give, and I can always whittle myself another one when I got need of it.
Well then, if you say so, sure do thank you.
My name's Willie.
Mine's Israel Boone.
Now that's here now. If you've got a bit of line, I'll lash it to the deck so she'll ride without quiver.
Sure. What's the matter? You sick or something?
Look here. Could I get in the back of your wagon? I gotta hide somewhere just for a bit, please.
Sure.
Put another one there. Lieutenant Parker of His Majesty's Royal Marines at your service, sirs. We have reason to suspect that there is a mutineer from His Majesty's ship, the Molly Shan, hiding hereabout. In accordance with Article 27 of the treaty between the British Empire and the United States of America, we request permission to search these premises.
Just see you keep your hands out of my pickle barrel.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Stokey. I just hope on my next trip to Charleston I won't have to bring this rocker back to you.
Oh, all Mrs. Boone has to do is sit in it once.
Is that your wagon, sir? I think I'd like to search it.
No, Pa, don't let him.
Well, now, son, it won't hurt anything. Let him have a look. Step aside, boy.
But I got everything in place and all tied up good. Please, Pa.
Well, Israel, you have done a good job. It would be a shame to have to do it all over again. Sorry, Lieutenant. Do I understand that you're defying the stipulations of the treaty between your country and mine? Well, now, Lieutenant, I'm not so sure your treaty necessarily covers this wagon. Israel, put these behind the seat. We've got a long way to go. Lieutenant Parker. Bye, Mr. Stokey.
My regards to Mrs. Boone, Daniel.
Hurry up, Pa. Please.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the ripidest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
All right, son. Don't you think it's about time you told me what this is all about? Whoa.
on. Pa, this is Willie.
Willie? Where are you figuring on heading, son?
He wants to go with us, Pa.
Now, you let him talk, Israel. He might want to go back to Charleston.
He doesn't want to go back, Pa. I know. He wants to go with us. Please, Pa.
Well, if you're going to go with us, you better climb on up so we can get started.
Thank you, Governor.
Good and easy, Becky?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, no, I could swear that chair was rocking when I stepped in. I figured you'd been trying it out.
Well, I wasn't. I just must have bumped into it as I crossed the floor, that's all. But I did not sit in it.
Oh, come on, Becky. Try it. Sit in it just once.
No.
All right, then I'll sit.
Daniel Boone. Now, you know we can't afford a luxury like that.
It'll be quite a spell before I take you back to Charleston.
Well, you're just going to have to get it out of my sight, then.
Cabin's the safest and driest place. It might rot out there in the lean-to.
Daniel Boone. Now, I'm a weak woman. And it just isn't fair to set a temptation like that right in front of my fire.
Becky, you are the finest temptation fighter in all of Kentucky, if not the whole world. Now, if you don't want to sit and rock in that chair, you won't. So now you just stop fretting. Willie's doing a right good job of patching the roof. That's one chore I can stop putting off.
Thanks to Willie, there are a number of chores you can stop putting off. He's already repaired the drawers in the highboy so they don't stick anymore. He's shored up the spring house, and he's built 3 new shelves. I don't think I've ever seen anybody quite so handy.
Becky, does he ever talk to you at all?
The only person he ever talks to is Israel.
Most he ever said to me was, "Thank you, Governor," and that's when we were leaving Charleston. Something sure got his tongue tied up.
Dan, do you suppose he is the mutineer those Marines were looking for?
I don't know, Becky. Or maybe I'd be more honest if I were to say I don't want to know.
You came down that line like a ruddy orangutan. Oh, you'll get faster, though, when you get your growth.
When I get my growth, I'm faster than you are now.
You could be a foretop man with a bit of practice.
What's a foretop man?
Well, he mans the foretopsail. Hey.
You mean like on a ship?
That's right.
Boy, you know all about ships, don't you? What's wrong?
I can't say. Wouldn't know how to tell you. What's it like, Israel? Living in a house?
I don't know. You know it's...
I don't know. For the simple reason that I never lived in one. Must be grand, all right.
I reckon. Don't suppose I ever thought about it.
I thought a lot about it. Just now I thought, wouldn't I like to build myself a little house? Out there. Just live in it.
Why don't you? There's an old cabin you could fix up. You'd like it, I know you would.
Aye. But there's no chance for it.
How do you know? Listen, why don't you talk to my pa about it? Ask him. Why don't you?
Look here, do you think he might step out here and have a word with me?
Sure, I'll go get him.
No, don't hurry him now. He's having his tea.
Pa drinks coffee. I'll go get him.
Willie, I hear you're doing an uncommon amount of work for me.
Well, you might say it's work I know how to do. You see, Mr. Boone, I served as carpenter's mate on His Majesty's ship Molly Shawn. I'm sure you must have heard of the ship Molly Shawn, the terrible mutiny and all.
It seems I recall a Marine lieutenant in Charleston saying something about it.
Aye. Well, it's me the Marines are after. There was a mutiny on the Molly Shawn and I was in it. When they catch me, I'll hang for sure.
How old are you, Willie?
Don't know for sure, sir.
Well, what'd you do in this mutiny? Kill somebody or...
Oh, I give you my word. I never raised my hand against a soul.
Well, in that case, what do they want to hang you for?
Because I didn't do all in my power to stop them. The law says I'm as guilty as the worst of them.
Well, could you have stopped them, Willie?
Oh, no, sir. They had knives and guns, and most of them in drink. It was horrible. They chopped up the captain and threw him overboard. And the purser, bosun, and the midshipman said they'd give me some of the same if I didn't stand my hammock out their way. Without you and Israel, I'd be properly hung and gibbeted by now. I want to stay here, Mr. Boone. But would you let me?
Willie, it's not for me to say. But it is a free country.
Aye, it is. Then you wouldn't turn me in?
No.
But if the people here should find out what I've just told you...
And the folks here in Boonesboro are not so interested in the man's past. But they're more interested in what he's going to do right here and now.
Oh, bless you, sir. There can be no doubt what I intend to do right here and now. I intend to find a solid piece of timber and lay the keel for my own little house.
Lay a keel for a house?
You're going to have to excuse me, Governor. It's going to take me a while to get the salt water out of me talk.
Yes, dust and clean. Seems like that's all I ever do around here is just dust and clean. I get sweet. Same old week. Come in and misuse my place, and this is the way it looks. Well, I'll say one thing for you. You never sneak up on a man. Always hear you coming. Willie, how's that new house of yours coming?
The deckhead's secure.
Deckhead's secure, huh?
Aye. And the Boones have promised to come and have a look-see this evening. My very first visiting, you might say. I was wondering if you come too.
Well, I'll say one thing. There ain't a soul in this settlement that ain't curious as to what's going on out there. I would be proud to come and have a look-see.
In that case, I'll take a jug of your best rum.
A jug of my best rum. Jug, my best rum.
Miss Overstreet paid me for making her a porch seat and a spindle chair.
Willie, I've never known you to take a drink before.
No, sir. And very likely you never will. For you and Mr. Boone this evening, when you see my little house, you may have need for a drop. Then, too, it's good to keep in the cupboard. Now that I'm settled in, Maybe folks will come and visit me once in a while.
Well, you can count on that. Seems to me, next to Daniel Boone himself, you got more friends than anyone in Boonesboro.
Oh, my, Willie, the place looks beautiful.
And mighty comfortable looking, too.
And that chair you made us, he and I are always arguing over who's going to sit in it most.
Fine workmanship, Willie.
Israel, get down from there.
Wish I had a bed like this.
I expect it might make it a bit easier to dust under.
That's not why the ship captains have them. It's so they can sleep on an even keel even when the sea runs high. Right, Willie?
Right, Israel.
Dan, I think now might be the proper time.
All right. Willie, this is not new, but at least it's serviceable. At least that's what Cincinnati says.
Well, it's got a trigger.
At any rate, it's from all of us, and, well, we just think you ought to have one.
I got just the place for it. I was going to get one as soon as I could afford it anyway.
Would you like me to shoot it sometime?
Of course. Should I warm up your team up?
No, thank you, Willie.
Mrs. Overstreet?
No, thank you.
Cincinnati?
Oh, well, since how it's my own, I will have.
Good old Cincinnati.
I tell you, I just can't get over how you put this place together all by yourself. Yes, sir, it's just as neat and clean as a captain's cabin on a fine ship.
Fine job.
Willie, you have been more than hospitable. But I think it's time for us to go.
I think so.
Thank you all for stopping in.
See you later, Willie.
Good night, Willie.
Much obliged, Willie.
Good night, Willie. Thank
Good
you.
night, Mr. Fish.
Thank you, Willie. Willie, I know you're proud of your house with good cause. I just want you to know that we're all proud of you. And with good cause. Good night.
Blimey, he cuts himself up like a landlubber, but it's you all right. William Crawford. Oh, nice snug little berth you have here, ain't you? Very snug indeed. Ooh. Well, where are your manners, baby lad? You gonna stand there gawking while a tired old shipmate gets faint on his feet, eh? I see I'll have to help myself, won't I?
Who are you anyway?
Who am I anyway? My name's George Perkins, boatswain's mate on the good ship Surprise, but I swallowed the anchor for shore duty. I see you look scared out of your wits. I haven't brought the British Marines with me, if that's what you're thinking.
How'd you know my name's Willie Crawford? If it is my name.
Carpenter's mate, William Crawford, serving on His Majesty's ship Molly Shawn, formerly. Oh, have a sit, baby boy, have a sit. I wouldn't harm you for anything in the world. Just an old shipmate, paying a friendly visit. You know, I rode down here with a preacher, man. He hadn't got a drop in his wagon. I'll tell you something, baby lad, I'd sooner sail round Cape Horn in a longboat than I would make that voyage overland from Charleston Harbour.
And why wouldn't an old sailing man like yourself be coming way out here to Boonesboro?
Well, I ain't a Molly Shawn mutineer who doesn't like the thought of hanging from the yardarm.
I had no part in that mutiny.
I believe you, lad, I believe you.
I had to do what they told me.
And what did they tell you?
They told me to play my flute so they could dance on the quarterdeck.
Play your flute, eh, so they can... I'll tell you something, baby lad. I'd have gone my way in Charleston that day, only I had to stop for a mug of grog, and then, you know, I suddenly heard you piping a sailor's tune, and I stopped to listen, and then the sun caught that little bit of silver, and... Oh, baby lad, I fancied it. Of course, I knew you were hiding from the blooming Marines, but I fancied it. I still fancy it. Well, you got your name cut right into it. William Crawford. You've had the devil's own luck, you a wanted man running from the crown. It's a miracle you haven't had to trade that silver chain for a length of hemp. How did a bucko like you get a piece of silver like that, eh?
I don't know. I always had it, ever since I can remember. How come you didn't turn me in that day in Charleston? I expect there's a price on me head.
Oh, might be a small reward, but not much. Not one of the leaders, are you? Besides, why should I do a thing like that? Nobody wants to be an informer. Unless, of course, they has to. Blimey, where does a sailor like you get all these victuals and rum so far from the sea, eh?
I do work for the folks in the settlement. Make something they need or mend something that's broke. I get along.
Yeah, I can see that. What more can a man want than a warm cabin and plenty to eat and drink, eh? Blimey, a real captain's berth. Ho, 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 ho. I've always wanted to sleep like a ship's master. Ho, 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 ho. Stop staring and close your mouth unless it's open to say good morning, Mr. Perkins.
You pinched it.
What's that? Can't hear what you said.
My good luck piece, you pinched it.
Oh, pinched it. What a thing to say. Oh, what a thing to say. I borrowed it, that's all. Plain to see, baby boy, it brought you some good fortune. Thought it might do the same for me, yeah.
How'd you get it off me? Without me knowing?
Well, you're a baby, aren't you? And you sleep like a baby. I sleep pretty well myself, but I sleep ever so lightly. When a man's lived with murdering cutthroats as long as I have, he learns to sleep with one eye open. And a knife in his hand. Oh, well, you just have a little bit of an eye-opener and a bite to eat, and then perhaps take a look at Boonesborough. Oh, blimey, this jug's empty.
And you'll be better off without it.
It's rum what keeps me on an even keel. I'll thank you to fetch me a fresh jug.
I don't have another.
Oh, I know. I had a look in the old galley while you were sleeping. Even the poorest and meanest scows have better stores.
Well, I eat supper where I work mostly. It's the way some folks have of paying for the job. There's biscuits in the bread barge.
Biscuit? I ate my last biscuit when I left the sea, thank you. Come on, we get something proper for a man to eat and something proper to wash it down with.
It costs money, you know. Have you got any coins?
Well, not just at the moment, no, but I did have. I think it must have been about 6 years ago. I had half a crown, but for the life of me, I can't remember what became of it.
Cincinnatus?
Willie! Yeah, you caught me that time. How come I didn't hear you tootle on your flute?
I need to put in some stores.
Well, you come to the right place. You might add the only place.
This is a friend of mine. Perkins. George Perkins.
How'd you do?
Howdy. Well, I expect you'll be needing some lard and flour and peas.
I need a good deal of things, Cincinnatus. Only I don't have any coins in my pocket.
Well, you'll get 'em soon enough. As far as I'm concerned, your credit's just as good as gold.
There you are, Willie boy. What did I tell you, eh? Oh, before you get Willie's stores together, pour me a mug of your best, will you, mate?
I don't recall having seen you around in Boonesboro before, Mr. Perkins.
I haven't been round these parts before.
You, just passing through, or plan to settle down and stay a while?
Well, I might stay and then I might not, you know. Willie and I have to discuss the situation. One might say that it's not my decision to make, no. It's going to be up to Willie. Blimey, ain't that your benefactor from Charleston?
Mr. Boone's boy, Israel.
Where have you been, Willie? I've been looking all over for you. Don't you remember? You said you'd take me fishing today.
Willie ain't got no time to do any fishing, so you might as well get on your way.
Who are you?
Now then, don't start being lofty with me, my boy. I thought I told you to clear off. And look alive, Willie boy. I'm parched and empty.
Mind to dose you up, Israel. You've been mopish and out of spirits for days on end. You must be coming down with something.
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm not coming down with anything.
Well, it's unnatural for a boy your age to be indoors all the time. You should be outdoors playing.
When do you think Pa'll be coming home?
Well, when he's out hunting with Mingo, it's hard to tell. Week, 2 maybe. Israel! I'm going to have your father return that chair to Mr. Stokey as soon as he gets back. Why did you go over and see Willie?
Every time I go over there, that Perkin man runs me off.
Maybe you could get him to come over here. Got plenty of chores that are just waiting. You tell him that I need him.
Well, I reckon I could try.
Gooseberry jam. I haven't had gooseberry jam since I can't remember. Yeah, Willie boy. I'll give you a bit. Come on, Willie. You have a taste, baby. What's the matter? Oh, I say, don't get angry. And Molly Shawn can't afford to be angry, especially with someone who knows who he is and can get in touch with the Marines at Charleston.
Well, why don't you just do it? Turn me in, and have done with it.
Even an old sea dog like me knows that a wise man doesn't kill the cow, he milks it. Oh, now, Willie. Come and have a sit, baby boy. Let's talk it over and you'll find things aren't so bad as they seem. Sit down now, Willie. Let's regard this as business proposition, shall we? You got something I want, a fair little cabin, enough to stave off my hunger and thirst. Now, that's not asking much in return for me keeping my mouth shut, is it? I promise I'll do that, provided you stick to your end of the bargain, of course.
My fair little cabin is fouled. And I'm in debt for your rum and your fancy victuals. I've a good mind just to run off again.
If you got a brain in your head, you'll stay here with me and eat what I've got to say. Listen, there ain't a port, there ain't a vessel what's not watching for you, and they'll never stop. Till the end of your days, they'll be after you. Besides, you wouldn't like to get your friend Mr. Boone into trouble. Would you?
Lily, it's me, Israel. Are you home? Ma sent me. That is, to tell you that she has some chores for you. That is, if you have a mind to work this morning. There'll be dumplings for supper, Will. Won't you come?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I can.
I'll wait for you. Out here.
No. You go on home. Tell your ma I'll be alone. When I can. Mrs. Boone wants me to do some work for her.
Yes, so I heard. And she'll pay for your labor with dumplings. Ha! You can't buy much rum with dumplings, baby boy. You know, it's just as well I turned up when I did. These landlubbers beginning to take advantage of you. If you do a day's work, you ought to get a man's pay for it, not just doled out a ration of mush and turnips.
There's little money to be had here.
Oh, there's little of anything to be had here. This blooming place is like a hell in the doldrums. That's why I think we ought to be clearing out.
This is my home. The only one I ever had. I worked hard on this place.
Then you can work hard on another place, can't you, in a more civilized neighborhood, where there's coin to be had and something for a man of my sensibilities to do of an evening.
See you coming?
It's a good thing I wasn't a mean old hungry bear. It's me like you were thinking some mighty heavy thoughts. Anything wrong I should know about?
It's Willie, Pa. There's this new man named Perkins come to stay with him. Well, he says he's a friend, but he's not like Willie at all. All this cussing and drinking and... Well, ever since there's been no fishing and hunting, every time I go over there, he barely talks to me. What do you reckon's wrong, Pa?
Hold on, son. You say Willie has a friend that's come to live with him?
Won't you come in, Mr. Boone?
Thank you, Willie. Just leave the door open if you don't mind.
Oh, I say, that's Mr. Daniel Boone, ain't it? How do you do? I'm Mr. Perkins, Mr. George Perkins.
Mr. Perkins, it's not often a seafaring man finds his way this far back into the wilderness.
How do you know I'm a seafaring man, eh?
Just how do you know I'm not?
Oh, well, I mean, nobody goes down to the sea with the hide of a beast on their backs, do they? You know, if I'm going to be a landlubber, I must be properly outfitted like I must dress like you, Willie and Mr. Boone. I mean, I'll tell you something. You know, Willie's very smart with the needle, Mr. Boone. Oh, Mr. Boone, come over here and have a little drink, won't you? Oh, what's wrong with me? Oh, never felt like this before.
It's the drink, that's all. He'll come around in a bit. He knows I'm a Molly Shawn. He saw me hiding your wagon that day in Charleston.
And as long as you give him food and drink, he'll keep a bridle on his tongue.
That was the bargain.
Well, that's not much of a bargain, Willie. It's plain to see he's got you between finger and thumb. Look at this mess. Look what he's done to you.
There's no help for it.
Not as long as you keep him in food and drink. Just suppose you were to disappear for a spell. More than likely you'd give up and go away.
No, sir. He'd tell her you brought me here and all. I could get you in an awful lot of trouble.
Well, I'm not exactly a stranger to trouble, Willie.
You saved my life, Mr. Boone. Gave me my little house and my friends. I'd sooner hang than bring you to grief.
All right, son, now get your breath and tell me.
Those Marines, Pa. Those British Marines. After Willie. They're at the fort.
Well, now, who told you there were Marines at the fort?
Nobody told me. I saw them. Same one that tried to get in our wagon in Charleston. He's in the straw asking Cincinnati about Willie.
Well, what'd Cincinnati say to him?
I didn't wait to find out.
If I know Cincinnati, they know less now than when they ask him. It's likely they'll come looking for me. Do you think you can get back to our house before they get there?
Sure, Pa.
All right, I want you to go and tell your ma that if they come looking for me, that she's to delay them as long as she can. You understand? All right, now, son, make haste. We'd like to see Mr. Boone.
Oh, won't you come in? Dan isn't here right now, but he'll be back most any moment. Won't you sit down and make yourselves comfortable? I've got lots of nice hot tea here.
On your feet, Sergeant. Yes, sir. Mrs. Boone, we'd hoped that Mr. Boone could tell us where to find William Crawford.
I'm sorry Dan isn't here, but if you just sit down and wait.
Could you tell us where to find William Crawford?
If you just sit down for a spell, maybe you'd like some nice cool cider. I know you must be tired.
No, thank you.
Well, if you just sit and wait for my husband.
I'm afraid it would be a long wait. I suspect your husband is with William Crawford. Are you just going to stand there and wait for him?
I can't run anymore. They'll never stop hunting for me. And there'll always be a George Perkins.
You just lost heart, Willie. Got a good mind to take you someplace till they give up looking for you.
I'd only turn myself in. I swear it.
Willie! Where are you, Willie? Pipe us a tune, Willie. We're becalmed again.
There'll be no more tunes, Mr. Perkins.
Get out of here so I can clear out my house before the Marines come and get me.
Marines? You stay where you are and tell me what you said about the Marines.
You should know. You're bound to be the one that informed on me.
I never did.
Well, you'll be collecting your reward. Your blood money.
The only reward I'll get's a rope round my neck. They got 2 murders at sea against me. I'll tell you, I came here to hide Willie just like you did. Well, I'm going to make a run for it. I'm going to get out of here. You're a bigger fool than I thought, staying here like a rat in a trap. Mr. Boone, he lied me out just like he did you. He lied me to protect you.
No, you can't involve him anymore.
Hang easy, Willie.
Far from home, Lieutenant?
Very far. And I don't like it.
Well, you can always turn around and go back.
I will. And I shall take William Crawford with me. Now, I know he's here, Mr. Boone, and I shall tell you how I know, so we won't waste time bandying words. That day in Charleston, Mr. Boone, I learned a bit later that your son was seen with a young seaman.
Now, you've come a long way on a suspicion, Lieutenant.
We have also had reports that there is a man, a seaman, living in Boonesboro. Now, unless I receive some cooperation, Mr. Boone, I have no choice but to conclude that you are harboring Mr. William Crawford, a mutineer against the authority of the British Crown. Do you deny, Mr. Boone, that there is a young seaman here named William Crawford?
Lieutenant, the folks here in Boonesboro don't regard Willie as a criminal. Now, he's made a new life here and a host of friends. And Willie has told me that he did not take part in that mutiny, and I believe him. Now, I just can't let you haul him off and hang him.
Sergeant McIntosh, go in and search that house.
I don't think you ought to do that. You may have your orders, but that gives you no right to enter a man's house bearing arms and drag him out. You're on foreign soil, Lieutenant.
Halt!
Don't shoot!
He's still alive, sir. William Crawford, I arrest you in the name of the King.
No, I'm not. You got...
Look at his hand, sir. This man spent his life at sea, all right.
Poor fellow. At least he won't have to run anymore.
Mr. Boone! Mr. Boone!
Don't look now. He's dead. Willie is dead.
What do you mean? Willie's dead? I'm...
Gonna have another drink? Good idea, what with the shock and all.
Who are you?
A friend of the deceased. A drinking companion, you might say, Lieutenant. Look at him. He's hardly in any condition to stand. I best get him off to bed.
Hold on, Mr. Boone. I need proof. Some verification that the dead man is William Crawford.
I don't know how I could help you, Lieutenant. Or why I should. What makes you doubt that's your man?
The ship's records indicate that William Crawford was a much younger man.
Oh? How young?
About 16. About that young fellow's age.
16, Lieutenant? 2 years before the mast? Don't tell me the British Navy impresses 14-year-old boys.
Well,
Sir? Sir, I found this on the body.
You can't take that.
That's his friend's only keepsake.
William Crawford. Amazing. It's engraved right on the back. And he wore it.
And when you add that to the fact that his hands give him away as a seaman, and I can testify that his accent is British, so I don't know what else you need, Lieutenant.
I suppose I could settle for that in good conscience.
Well, now, that's important. A man's got to live with his conscience, and well, I think you're a very lucky man, Lieutenant.
I'd say we've all been struck with a bit of luck, Mr. Boone.
Poor fellow, we'll see that he gets a decent burial.
Sergeant McIntosh!
Up!
Prepare to march. Here. I suppose he'd want you to have it. Sergeant?
Good luck coin. That's what Perkins called it.
Yeah, it could be, Willie. Well, sometimes I like to think you have to give your luck a little push.
Why are you standing there staring a hole through me?
Well, I didn't mean to. I'm just a mite surprised and pleased to see that old Temptation fought out against you just this once.
Temptation had nothing to do with it. The matter was taken out of my hands.
Oh?
Those Marines. One of them sat in it before I had a chance to stop him.
Well, now, what'd that have to do with it?
Well, it certainly wouldn't be right to return a used chair to Mr. Stogie, would it?
Be downright dishonest. And since we have it here in the cabin and we can't take it back, it'd be wasteful not to use it.
But it's even more wasteful to sit here all day when there's supper to be made. Especially since we have a guest.
A guest?
Mm-hmm, Willie. We're having the trout he and Israel caught this afternoon.
And?
They were still counting when I left.
Pa, why can't we drive the wagon right up to the front steps of the legislature? Is there any law against it?
Well, son, there might as well be. Get up!
Elizabeth!
Simon, maybe if you just stood outside in the doorway with it, they'd remember. Simon, it isn't even loaded.
Elizabeth!
Simon, are you going to sit there and let them take your son away from you?
Well, Scout, how do you feel this morning?
Where's my rock candy?
Oh, I hid it.
Where?
Oh, in town, back in the store. That's where we're headed.
Is Daddy coming too?
No, Daddy's staying right here. Ain't you, Daddy?
Pa, please.
Now, we've had this all out. The boy comes with me. I'm not going to have my grandson raised by no yellow belly. Now, you can come along and help raise him right, or you can stay here and watch him grow into a whiskey sponge. Make up your mind.
Grandma, what's a yellow belly?
Pa. Simon, please tell me what to do.
When I'm dead, marry him.
Why, wait.
6 months ago, you would have run and hid if he'd looked at you cross-eyed. Now, get out.
The old man says if you put 1 foot inside Potterville, he's gonna flay the hide off of you.
Get out of this house! Get out of my house!
I'll be right outside if you want me, man.
Get out! Simon, I gotta go with the boy, don't I? Don't I?
the door tight behind you.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippenest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
Mr. Fryman,
Mrs. Hicks, now what can I do for you this morning?
I felt I had to come here to say something on behalf of all the women of Potterville.
You want me to cut off the liquor?
I most certainly do. But that is not why I am here today. I have come to thank you.
Thank me?
Mm-hmm.
What for?
For what you've done. For taking poor Jeremy Jarvis away from that excuse for a man. And to assure you that if you need any help at all, a woman's touch, some advice...
Are you sure you can spare it?
Elizabeth, I didn't know you'd come back with Jeremy. Well, I think that's the best possible solution. If you ask
Brand new, just in from the Carolinas. Are you interested?
You have no reason to mock me. You know a widow cannot wear a dress made from cloth like that. And if it weren't for Simon Jarvis, I wouldn't be a widow. Thank you again. Good day.
I'd say poor Mr. Hicks is better off where he is.
You don't really mean that.
No.
Indians! Indians, they're back! Oh, mercy, they're back! Indians! Down there! Indians! Where? Indians!
You just keep your hands where I can see them.
Certainly not the friendliest host I've ever run into.
Tie him up, this stinking Choctaw.
It's Cherokee, friend.
What's the difference?
About 400 miles. I always liked a cautious man. That's my friend, my wagon, and my luggage, and I'll appreciate it if you'll take your hands off all three.
It's all right, Luke. This is Daniel Boone from Kentucky. Now, you're passing through at a very edgy time. My name's Fryman. I met you a long time ago at Twin Oaks.
What about him?
Well, I'm sure Mr. Boone will vouch for the Indian.
I don't have to vouch for him. He's as good as any man here.
Well, that's all right, Daniel. I gather from all this that you've had trouble with the Choctaw lately.
Trouble? 10 survivors out of 50? That counts trouble.
Well, let's all go inside. All of us. Oh, you must be Mrs. Boone. Here, let me help you down.
Thank you, Mr. Fryman.
Elizabeth, you remember Becky?
Oh, Elizabeth, it's been so long.
That's a fine-looking boy you have there.
Well, where's Simon?
You mean my son-in-law? He's dead.
Pa.
As far as we're concerned, he's dead. Hey, what's your name, Sonny?
Israel Boone.
I got a young fella you gotta meet. He's not your age. You like rock candy?
Oh, I think it's a little close to eating time.
Oh, we'd be happy to have you eat with us. Come on, inside.
Well, that old man Fryman's got some peculiar ideas who he shares his table with.
Yeah, I didn't know Simon was a friend of Daniel Boone's.
Simon was a lot of things, and I'm sick of hearing about him, Boone or not. And I don't like the idea of a redskin eating in the Potterville Tavern.
You think you're fit enough to take it up with the old man?
Yeah, I'm fit enough, but I ain't fool enough.
I couldn't eat another bite.
Well, I could.
That's the spirit. Where'd you leave your appetite, Scout?
Mommy, when's Daddy coming?
Oh, why don't you and Israel go out back and see if Mr. Boone's horse is cared for? Is that all right with you?
Oh, of course. Run ahead, dear.
Sure.
I'll get you fixed up at the inn. It's comfortable, clean.
Before we go, I'd like to know about Simon.
Your coach isn't due until the day after tomorrow.
And I'm not going to get on it until I learn about him.
You know, there are ears here that maybe shouldn't hear about this.
Well, I could go out in the back with the children, Mr. Fryman, but I'll hear about it eventually.
All right. Simon Jarvis has disgraced himself. But worse than that, he's responsible for the death of most of the able-bodied men that lived in this town. He's a coward.
The last word I had of Simon Jarvis was in a war dispatch that said...
I know what it said. That General Gates himself pinned a medal on Simon's chest for bravery.
That's right. I grew up with Simon. I hunted with him. I fought with him. And I never once saw him scared.
Boone, 2 weeks ago, the Choctaws raided a couple of our outlying farms, burned them down. Now, we decided to look for them before they turned south and attacked us. Naturally, having a hero of the rebellion in our midst, we elected Simon to lead us. We split up into 2 bunches. Our main force on both sides of the river, and I was leading them. And then our best rifleman in reserve up on the hill under Simon. All he had to do was to give the order for them to move in once the fighting started down below. Turn the Indians' flank and make them think they were surrounded.
And?
He never gave that order. He froze. He held his men back until they went out on their own. No orders, no signals. Just 40-odd men all trying to take command at once. It was the worst slaughter I ever saw.
And you saw Simon freeze?
No. And just like you, I couldn't believe it.
And what changed your mind?
When the fighting was over, Simon was nowhere to be found. But then, when those that was left of us got back here to Potterville, there he was, drunk. He hasn't drawn a sober breath since. Scared to face all them widows. He just sat there, looked up at me, and gave me this. What good is a man like that to anybody? Someday there'll be another raid, maybe near his cabin. Do you think I can let my daughter and my grandson live up there with nothing to protect them but what used to be a man?
You must be tired. I'll take you over to the inn.
Dan?
Becky, you're going over and get us a room. I'll be along directly.
Oh, give Simon my best.
I wouldn't advise going up there.
Mr. Fryman, with all due respect, I'd still like to hear Simon's side of the story. Thank you for a fine meal. Mr. Fryman. Any of you fellas tell me where Simon Jarvis's cabin is located?
It's up the ridge, quarter mile, second cabin.
Much obliged. Ango, would you mind keeping an eye on Becky and Israel while I'm gone? Of course.
You can't miss it, Boone. Just follow the yellow streak.
Simon? Simon!
They're coming. They're past the creek.
Keep your heads down!
Simon, it's me, Boone.
Oh, no! I see one!
Simon?
Come back!
It's me, Boone. Wake up.
Boys and arrows! You showed him where we was ambushed. Now, why'd you want to do that? I never did you no harm.
Now, just sit there and take it easy. There's no one here but you and me.
That's what I said. My pa has to talk to some of the people in the government. What's that? What's that? That's where they make the rules for the whole country. My grandfather makes up all the rules in Parsville, don't you, Grandpa?
Why don't you two go over by the fire and discuss the State of the Union over this new jar of rock candy that just come in?
I guess I better be going. Ma'll be wondering where I'm at.
Well, in that case, it's a long ride to Philadelphia.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, goodbye, Mr. Fireman. I guess I'll see you later. Goodbye. Bye.
Hey, come here, you. Don't you say hello to me anymore?
Hello, Luke.
Uncle Luke.
You ain't my uncle, is he, Grandpa?
Scout, how would you like to go hunting with me someday?
When?
Oh, maybe Saturday. You ever gone hunting?
No, sir. My daddy wouldn't show me. Said I was too little yet.
Well, you got a lot of catching up to do. In the meantime, how'd you like to help me unpack them stores?
All right.
Atta boy. You know, I'm going to tell you once more. Don't crowd me and don't crowd her. Uncle Luke.
You don't talk to Boone that way. He's crowding you plenty.
Well, Boone's leaving on the eastbound coach. You want to do the same?
Look, somebody's got to take care of Liz and the young'un. You ain't gonna live forever.
You know, you got a picture of owning all this someday, haven't you?
No, I never said that.
You haven't got the gall to say it. Now, why don't you get out of here? I'm sick of looking at you.
Didn't we used to be friends?
That's what I thought.
Dan? Is that Dan?
That's Dan.
Go away.
Catch that string of walleye pike all by myself? Now, come on, we can have that mess back in camp with sunup.
I don't want to. Not today. Where's my jug?
Well, what do you mean, not today? We're breaking camp this afternoon. It's now or never, Simon.
Well, make it never. Now clear out of here. I don't want you to see me like this. Who sent you here anyway? Please go away, Jan.
Not just yet. Come on, I'll give you a hand up.
I'll make you clear out of here. I'll make you. You got no right to bust in here when I'm asleep. That's gonna cost you, mister. You trip me up. You dirty low-down skunk. You don't fight fair. I told you once, twice to get out of my house. Now I'm gonna throw you out. If you're still here when I get on my feet.
Open, Israel.
How come?
Keeps the air circulating. What's your mother up to?
She and Mrs. Jarvis are talking. Must be pretty interesting.
Why?
Told me to clear out and come on in here. Can I ask you a question?
At your service, Master Boone.
How can you read books when nobody makes you? I always figured when I grew up that would be the first thing I'd be able to stop.
Unfortunately, I developed the habit at a very early age. It's difficult to break.
What are you reading?
Oh, nothing that would interest you.
How do you know?
Well, it's just a lot of stuff about wars and a king who gets killed and witches and haunted castles and a moving forest, that sort of thing.
What's the name of it?
Macbeth.
Was he the king that got killed?
Well, not exactly. You see, he kills the king, and then he becomes the king. And finally... Why trouble your young head with that?
Grown-ups never tell me anything. Guess I could look it up myself.
Well, I suppose one quick look wouldn't hurt.
Thanks, Mingo.
Good night, Israel.
Night.
Hello, Dan. You still here?
Mm-hmm. Well, Simon, looks like it's going to be a long afternoon. Simon, you came to with only one bucket that time.
Oh, why can't you let me be?
You crazy fool. You're trying to kill me?
This is the last resort.
How long I gotta breathe in this steam?
Until you dry out. You just sit there and kind of sweat a little. Do you no end of good. Take it easy, son. Oh, well, I don't know what they were talking about. Plenty of fight left in you. The trick here is getting it pointed in the right direction.
Now listen, maybe if it would help steady me.
No.
Oh, you don't understand.
Well, I don't know why a horse drinks poison water, but I try and stop him. I know it's a waste, and I hate waste as much as you do.
Dan, ain't you planning on leaving me any?
Simon, I want you to tell me what happened. I need you sober for that.
I don't want to be sober. It's a free country, isn't it?
Sure. You ought to know. You won a medal for helping to make it that way.
Oh, Dan, you take the prize. When all else fails, wave the flag.
Well, it's a good flag.
Dan, I don't know what brought you out this way. I got enough of my senses to know that you mean well, and I'm grateful to you. But I'd be more than grateful if you'd give it all up as a bad job.
Simon, I'm going to help you whether you want me to or not. And I'd be a sight easier if you'd help just a little, for old time's sake.
Oh, all right. You always could out-talk me. Help me up.
Would there be some kind of work in Boonesboro for a woman with a boy to look after? I mean, I can farm, cook, and sew.
You don't want to do that.
Of course I don't want to. But I can't have Jeremy grow up with his father not a half mile away from him like some ghost that won't rest.
Oh, Elizabeth. Maybe Dan can snap him out of it.
Now, hold still, Simon. I never went to barber in college. What are you so nervous about?
Oh, remembering things, I guess.
About the raid on the Choctaws?
Oh, that and other things.
You ready to tell me about it?
Yeah, you know all there is to know. Old man Fryman, he's a good storyteller. He don't leave nothing out.
Did you freeze, Simon?
You know, that's one thing I've noticed since I've been in this fighting business. Everybody's looking for the quickest answer. Did you win or did you lose? Did you freeze or did you fight? Are you dead or are you alive? That was old Major Benson's way. He was my commanding officer. He looked for those simple answers. He'd say, "Men, come back with your shield, or on it." Pretty catchy, huh? You know what? Long about the second week with the regiment, he came back on it.
All this by way of leading up to something, eh, Simon?
Now, after he was killed, they gave me the command. Battlefield commissioner was. Bad mistake.
Why? I would have said it was a real good idea.
So would I. That just shows how much you and me know. Hey, is it cold in here?
No, not especially.
I'm beginning to feel pretty poorly, Dan. You don't suppose that...
Simon, I smashed them all. Now, do you think you can walk?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
Oh,
here we go. Oh, doing just fine.
Oh, I miss that floor. And that bear. Me and that bear, we spent a lot of time together lately.
Oh, that's just fine. Now, I want to keep your eyes up and walk.
All right. Anything you say. Anything the colonel says, the colonel is gonna get.
All right, boy.
Let's save the mountain climbing for tomorrow, all right?
All right, Simon. What we ought to do is get some food in you and a little coffee. And we need to get some supplies and fix up your furniture.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm still tired out from walking across that floor.
Well, again, I want you to walk it one more time.
No, I don't think I can, Dan.
I know you can. All the way over to bed. That boy, Simon. Now you know you're going to be able to sleep for a little while. Becky give us a bad time over this counterpaint. Now listen, Simon. You may have a bad dream. You've had bad dreams before, but if you do, I want you to say to yourself, it's just a bad dream. I want you to start right now saying it over and over. It's just a bad dream.
It's just a bad dream. It's just a bad dream.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
It's just a bad dream. It's just a bad dream. It's just a bad dream.
Foster. They're both sleeping. How did you find Simon? It's going to be an uphill fight. Anything I can do? Yes, there is. First off, you can...
Pa? What's all this whispering about?
Well, to make sure that no one wakes you up.
I wasn't asleep. Mom's real tuckered, though.
There's something keeping you up?
I've been thinking. Every time I doze off, I start thinking. And that does it.
Anything in particular?
A whole bunch of stuff. But mainly, how come Jeremy's grandfather says that Jeremy's father's dead? He ain't, is he?
No, Israel. He's alone and he's very tired, but he's not dead.
How come everybody's mad at him? Just because he got scared?
Well, could be something like that. You know, sometimes a man is a fool when he's not scared. And then sometimes when a man thinks he's scared, he's just being careful. Now, you must have had at least 100 lectures on being careful, haven't you?
Yes, sir, but was Jeremy's father being scared or careful?
Well, I don't know. We hope to find out. Hey, listen, you go in there and get some sleep.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mingo, I read 10 pages already.
Really?
Sort of long-winded, but somehow I don't seem to mind. I'd like to finish it sometime.
Good boy.
Night.
Shakespeare. He's quite a boy. Well, he knows how to ask the questions. The trick is being able to answer them. What about Simon? Well, I have something here to show you. Somebody's been feeding him a lot of whiskey lately. I'd like to find out who. Now, this is the trademark, more than likely, of the seller, not of the jug maker. It's highly unlikely that Mr. Fryman will be selling him any. He won't let him in the door. Well, I'm going to be going down there after a while to get some supplies. After I leave, why don't you investigate Fryman's store? Good. With all this waiting around, I'm getting as jumpy as Israel. Just don't let anybody see you. This town is as edgy if it's been raining gunpowder.
Boone?
No, thank you, Fryman. I've got some purchases to make. I need about 5 pounds of flour, 3 pounds of coffee, 2 pounds of salt, a pound of sugar, and a side of bacon.
Well, you went out and seen for yourself, huh?
I've seen liquored up men before.
That's not what I mean. I mean the other thing. The fear in his eyes and his face.
Are you going to fill my order, or aren't you?
I'd hate to think that you were taking liberties with my good nature, Boone.
And a side of bacon. I agreed to leave him, Pa, not to let him starve to death.
put it back on the shelf. I knew you was a thief the minute I laid eyes on you. Now get moving. You find an Indian, and you find a thief.
Was it you, Luke? Sneaking out there every night to see that he stayed drunk?
It's interesting to see the way that liquor works on people. Takes all the fight out of some. And then again, you take a nice, friendly crowd, you turn them into a lynch mob in no time at all. Watch.
Hey, look, everybody! What I found here this summer! I caught a thief!
I'm not shaking near so much anymore, Dan. Good. How's she getting along?
If you want to know, go see for yourself.
She asked about me?
She did.
Why didn't she come?
Well, suppose you tell me, Simon.
Well, all right. Remember I told you about that battlefield commission?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a mistake. Too much depended on me. Too many decisions that I had no business making.
Dan, your friend Mingo. Luke has the men all stirred up. He says he caught Mingo robbing my father's store.
Mingo's with him?
Be careful. They're talking about hanging and they're getting drunk enough to do it.
Dan? That's good coffee. Dan made it.
They're hanging too good for you. Let's just take them out and shoot them.
Going to ask me what I was doing down there?
This ain't no lying contest. It's a trial.
Without a defense?
All right, what were you looking for down there?
Thank you for asking. I was looking for a particular...
Luke, you gone crazy?
No! The other way around. You're getting too old and too soft to run this town. Another minute, that Indian got into powder and the spare rifles. Tomorrow morning, there'd been a raid. You're the one that's not thinking clear anymore, Fryman.
Just what is it you want to do?
Same thing I wanted to do when he rode in. Hang the Indian and go after Boone.
It won't be necessary. Now, if you'll just back away from him. You too, Mr. Fryman. I'll take that. I found the donkey on the jug, Daniel. It had quite a kick. That's what I figured. Are you ready to get out of here?
Oh, I think I might be persuaded to leave.
Well, don't bet on it. There's one rifle against 10.
Not exactly, Luke. My rifle against your neck. Unless they get away from that door before I count to 3.
Don't let him bluff you, Luke.
1, 2.
You boys better clear away from that door.
You still gotta fight your way out of town.
It'll be a pleasure, Luke. 10 against 2 is just about your style.
10 against 3.
Well, I'll Look who just bobbed up to surface. You get out of here, yellow belly, before I set fire to your tail.
I told you never to set foot in here again.
So you did. And here I am. Hello, Mingo. Simon.
Just drop in for a drink?
If so, Luca's the man to see, Simon. He's the one that's been supplying you with the best in stock.
Oh, is that a fact? You know, Luca, little boy like you got no business playing games with grown men. Now, why don't you pack up and clear out of here?
Well, when I settle with Boone and the Indian, I'm at your service.
You'll be in no condition. I know it's asking a lot.
He's all yours, Simon.
Now, Dan, if you and Mingo keep about 6 of them off me, I think that Luke will have a fair chance.
Well, it's your party, Simon.
Drop the rifle.
How'd you like that, Uncle Luke?
Put him to bed. Anybody else? Anybody at all?
I told you never to set foot in here again. Now get out!
Now, first I want to tell you what happened with that fight with the Choctaws. Don't try to weasel out of it.
Simon's party.
Stay out of this!
Now, why don't you quit, Pa? You've had enough.
Don't hurt him anymore. He's an old man.
An old man. And he sure don't fight like one.
You've done enough, Simon. You've shown them.
Is that what you think? Just because I whaled the tar out of a Rivertown loafer and an old pirate like your pa? Well, let me tell you how I won that medal. It was my first big command. And the British, they moved into cannon. It was going to lose it for me. I went crazy, and I ordered a charge against it. And I led that charge right up into the cannon's mouth. And that cannon, it jammed. It jammed. It didn't kill nobody. And they gave me a medal. A medal. When if it hadn't been for that fluke, it would have been a court-martial. But I didn't think about that. And I came home a hero. Instead of the crazy, scared fool that I really was. Then the fight with the Choctaws, and it hit me up on the ridge. The reason I ordered that charge on the cannon was because I was so scared of getting killed that I couldn't think straight. But this time I wasn't scared, and I waited. But the men that were with me, they didn't understand, and they charged, and them Choctaw that didn't have more than 3 rifles between them, all of a sudden they found a pack of men within arrow range and knife range. And I realized that I got a medal for doing the wrong thing, and I'd be called a coward for doing the right one. And I walked away from there, and I started drinking. And tonight I stopped drinking. You know, the truth can be so foolish sometimes that it's better off to let it lay. But if this town is going to grow, it's got to stop depending on heroes and start depending on itself. I talk too much. I always did. Come on, son. We're going home. You coming?
Why didn't he tell me?
Elizabeth! Well, evidently. Must have been some fight. Why didn't anybody wake me up?
How's everybody out? This place is closed for repairs.
I think we'd better get back to bed.
Thank you, Mingo. Now, you see, Samson, if you was to put that little paw of yours in there, see, you gotta be careful.
Hey, Scout.
Hello, Grandpa!
Mingo, Israel. Wow. Come on in. I didn't know if I'd be welcome.
Hello, Mr. Fryman.
Mr. Boone, Daniel, Elizabeth. You hungry? Oh, wouldn't mind a bite. Oh, Simon, this belongs to you.
After what I said, you think I want any part of that?
Simon, you ought to take it. You earned it. Last night.
You mean that brawl?
No, I mean when you walked from there to here and back again. Twice.
I'll take it for the time being. Sit down, Pa. You make me nervous. You too, Simon.
Oh, I brought some,
rock candy for the boy.
If you don't mind.
You know, I don't think I can stand much of you on your best behavior.
And in every way as our own flesh and blood. Amen.
Come along, son.
It's always difficult to accept death, little bear. Especially if a person is close to you. It's almost impossible when it's your mother. Even if you're grown up.
Before she died, she said I must forget that I have a father. My real father.
How long's it been since you've seen him?
I was 5 when they put him in jail. They said he killed a man.
But you do like the Jimsons, don't you?
They have been good to my mother and me. But they are not of my blood.
They're good people, little bear. They want you, and they need you.
Need me?
Yes. It was your mother's wish that they raise you as a son. There are more important things than blood, little bear.
Do I call them father and mother now?
I think they'd like that just fine.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer, truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippenest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer, truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
It's about time.
White-eyed crow feet.
What'd you say?
Hawk making trouble?
Just a little sense.
Got some news for you, Hawk. Your squaw finally got rid of you. She died. You don't give a hoot, huh? Well, what about your kid, then? Not that I think you got any human feelings. He's gonna be raised up by them settlers took your wife in when she was sick. As a white. You're dead as far as he's concerned, Hawk. Maybe the kid can forget he had a murdering renegade for a father. Of course, with Hawk rotten.
Hawk, let us loose.
Hey, Hawk, how about us?
Free us too, Hawk.
Hey, how about us?
Hawk, let us loose.
Come on, Hawk, key.
Rot, White Eyes. Rot and die.
Yardy, Hawk has escaped from jail.
Yes, Tegus. I can see that. Welcome home, Hawk. You're gonna need some clothes.
And guns. And powder. And all my braves.
We got to take my son from the White Eyes.
You talk like nothing's changed, Hawk. We've got a new chief. Me. And why should any of us risk our neck for your boy?
You half-breed. You do not understand the feeling of an Indian father for his son.
That's very sentimental, Hawk. But if you want your boy, you go after him yourself.
My braves go where I say. Or do you bend to the will of one in whose veins flows the blood of the White Eyes? Have you so soon forgotten that it is poison? Poison to the Indian. Take us! Red Fox! Kalinga.
Well, now. A year and change didn't break your spirit none. That's good, Hawk. Some good. A little spunk can't hurt a man, huh? But too much spunk can hurt him bad. Now, do you know who gives the orders around here? Do you? Do you know who gives the orders?
I know.
Stand up. Man, stand up!
Hawk gives orders here. Is there one who challenges? You half-breed. Bury him. Quickly! I hunger for the scalps of the White Eyes, and for Little Bear at my side. Then Boone, and then Daniel Boone.
Of course, he's too smart to come back here when he knows we've been hunting for him. But I believe you're right. It'd be a good idea to alert the Jimsons anyhow.
I'm obliged for the information.
In any case, he'd have been in these parts by now if he was coming.
If he was coming straight here.
Well, I'm due back. Goodbye, Mr. Boone. Mingo.
Thanks again, Jim.
Hawk is a vindictive man, Daniel. He'll never forgive you. He'll never rest until he's paid you back.
Well, I expect he and I'll meet eventually. If he hadn't captured first.
You really think he might go to the Jimsons after his son? Never even bothered to see the boy for years, before his arrest.
Well, he's also a proud man, Mingo. Thought Little Bear being raised as the son of whites. I'm afraid that's exactly what he will do.
This is for squaws. Where is Tagus with the fresh meat?
Patience, Red Fox. Soon we will eat from the stores of the White Eyes in the cabin beyond the stream.
Why do we wait? We are 20, and they are 3, and one is a squaw.
We wait for night skies, as I have said. And then we kill quickly, silently.
Then Little Bear will see what it means to be the son of Hawk. Then Boone. I have thought long on how I will kill him. Slowly. Slowly.
That's why I didn't come straight here. Hawk has taken command of his band of renegades. But he's waiting for dark. Jimson's won't stand a chance against him. You better get to Boonesboro and get some help, Daniel. I'll try to make my way to the Jimson cabin. Now, Daniel, you have a family depending on you. I have no one. Now, Daniel, I can be stubborn. Plain common sense and logic are on my side. It'll take hours to get to Boonesboro and back, and by that time...
Agreed, Mingo. We're wasting valuable time. You'd better get started.
The knife.
Be expected. Can you walk? I can manage with a little help. Just as far as the Jimson cabin, it's one argument we're both lost. One is wounded. Come. It looks peaceful enough. I guess they're still behind us.
Rest here. A moment. We better get across this open ground as fast as we can. A couple of 100 yards or so.
Huh? I'm ready. Let's go.
Hurry and wash up, little bear.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go, son.
The Indian.
He's the wounded one.
The other one is Daniel Boone. I have waited for this moment for a long time.
You can help me load, little bear.
Pretty good shooting for a woman.
Tom Jensen! It's Donald Boone! Hold your fire!
That's not a savage voice.
It's Daniel and Mingo. Daniel! We hear you! We'll try to hold them back!
Cover me the best you can.
Come as fast as you can, Mingo! I'll cover you!
Mingo's hurt.
Daniel! Can you bring Mingo in?
Feel like you can make it to the door. I've been resting for the last few hours. Why not?
Martha, be right open the door.
I'll load twice as fast.
Okay, Daniel, come ahead. Cover us, Tom. Here we come.
Mingo over here.
They're falling back. We've got them on the run.
I wouldn't be too hopeful, Mr. Jimson. They're probably going to wait till dark, and I'd watch that ammunition. It may be a long night.
You need that.
Better grit your teeth, Mingo.
I guess I can stand it if you can. Save that rifle ball, young man. It will give me special satisfaction to fire it back at them.
It's nothing serious. The bloodletting's healthful.
I can use another healthy man.
Daniel,
Take a look at this.
Hawk gives orders here.
Well, at least we know he doesn't want to burn us out.
What do they want with us, Daniel?
Mrs. Jimson! Mrs. Jimson! Mrs. Jimson!
It's him. So that's what they want.
That's why he wouldn't let that brave burn us out.
Mrs. Jimson! Open the door! I want to talk to you.
Dad, he's carrying a flag of truce.
Truce. More likely an ambush.
I'll cover you.
What do you want?
I speak to the woman, Boone. Come out, Mrs. Jimson. Face me. I have a father's right.
I'll try to explain to him.
Speak to him from here. She can hear you. Have your say.
Mrs. Jimson, I have no wish to harm you. Not any of you. Send Little Bear to me, and we will leave in peace. I have the rights of blood. If you do not send him to me, you will die. All of you will die.
We will let Little Bear decide. Little Bear. Little Bear, that man out there is your father.
Little Bear, come to your father. Come, Little Bear. We will hunt together. Fish the mountain streams together. Live in the woods as all true Indians live. You shall take your rightful place as the son of Hawk.
Stop right there, Hawk. It's up to the boy to decide. When he does, we'll let you know.
He will decide now.
He will decide in his own time. Now get on back before I forget you're carrying a flag of truce.
He is my true father?
Yes, Little Bear, he's your father. But the kind of life that he's lived.
You do not want me to go?
No. You know I think of you as my son.
He said he will not harm you if I go with him, Mr. Boone.
You're a bit young to know the truth about your own father, Little Bear. The truth is he hates all white men. And I think he hates me more than anyone. You see, I was the one who captured him. It was because of me that he was in jail. I spoke against him at his trial.
Why?
Because he broke the law. Many times. It was the right thing to do. So I reckon I'm not the one to talk to you about your father. Little Bear. Little Bear. Your mother and father were Tuscarora. Were. Do you know why you do not live among the Tuscarora?
The tribe cast out my mother and father.
Hawk. Your father was cast out. Your mother chose to go with him. They burned his teepee. They never speak his name. He is a dead man to the Tuscarora. A renegade and an outlaw. And it's all his doing. He's filled with hate, Little Bear. Hate and violence.
My mother chose to be a renegade with him.
That's true. But you have your whole life before you. If you choose to go with Hawk, you choose the life of an outlaw, a fugitive.
You wish me to stay, but you will allow me to go?
Yes, Little Bear. If that's what you decide.
Why?
Because Each one of us has to decide what way he wants to live, what his responsibilities are, and what's right for him. We don't have the right to stop you.
I wait no longer! Send the boy out!
He is of my blood. He wants me. We will go away together, far from the white man's law. He will be safe. He will change. And you will all live.
Come, little bear, come.
You are a true son of Hawk. You spit on the white eyes.
We must go, Father. Far away. We must find a place where the white man's law cannot reach you.
The White Eyes will never capture Hawk again. And Boone and all of them will pay. They will pay for what they have done. It will soon be night. Take us! Gather dry grass for the hours of fire.
Father, you gave your word. You said they would not be harmed.
My word to the White Eyes is as the White Eyes promises to the Indian. This is justice, little bear. They will die. All of them will die.
They're still out there. They ain't leaving. What are they waiting for?
Darkness?
Darkness?
If they can get close enough, they'll swarm all over this place.
He's got the kid.
Now there's no reason for him not to burn us out.
Father, the Gypsies have been good to me. They cared for my mother. They nursed her. It is wrong.
You are my blood. But you have much to learn to be my son. The son of Hawk would not question the wisdom of his father.
Father, please listen to me. You don't understand what you are doing.
I see that you have been poisoned by living with the whites, I understand. You have much to learn.
Boy's coming back.
Oh. I was going to.
Yes, little bear. We saw.
They're coming in a wave.
Take over here and don't fire until you're sure you can't miss.
Save your powder, Eli. Well, they're on the run. I guess they're gonna lick their wounds. Trouble is, time's on their side. And so is darkness. Unless we can figure some way to even things out. How's your powder supply, Tom?
Well, I still have 2 full kegs, but it's rifle ball we're short on.
Do you have a couple of stone jars?
Yeah, full of maple syrup. Shall I empty them?
I'll do fine. Have you any lard?
Lots of bear grease.
Fine.
The darkness will be our ally. We will move silently and quickly. They must hear nothing. They must see nothing until we are upon them.
But we have lost too many, Hawk. Some arrows of flame in the roof, maybe.
I have told you! We will use no fire while Little Bear is in that cabin. We kill white eyes. Only white eyes! Is there one who wishes to challenge the wisdom of Hawk?
4 rifle balls into 8. But how accurate will they be?
At close range, they're about as dependable as a whole ball, and that'll give us a few canisters.
2 shots each. What happens after they're gone?
Well, these will help some. Help improve the odds. And it'll give us a little light to shoot by if we're quick enough.
I don't like it. Not a sound out there, not a blade of grass stirring. You don't suppose they sneaked off?
They're out there, and they're close. It's time.
Closer, Daniel.
Get ready, Tom. Eli.
Remember, Daniel, we have about 5 seconds after we light them.
We gotta get them bunched up if this is gonna do any good. Little Bear? I tell you, open the door, just for a second. Let them see some light, but just for a second, then slam it shut. All right, Little Bear. Now!
Now!
Bingo!
We got 4 of them. We got 4 of them, Dan, and they're turning tail.
Make it Hawk and about 8 left. That should just about even things. Well, they would, except we're out of shot.
hold out till daylight, and we just might get help from Boonesboro.
Boonesboro?
Yeah, we've got plenty of bear grease left. Martha, gather up all the old rags you can find. Anything that'll burn and make a lot of smoke.
Right?
Good idea, Daniel. If you have any green wood, use that too.
A signal fire.
And there's always a man on the wall at Fort Boonesboro keeping an eye out for trouble.
The smoke can be seen for quite some distance in the sky if there's no wind to dissipate it. They could be here in less than 2 hours.
Here you are, Daniel. It's all I can find in a hurry.
Thank you, Martha. Bring me that bear grease. All we can do now is wait until daylight. The smoke can be seen, and hope that Mr. Hawk waits too. Get started.
Hawk! The cabin.
Signal fire. Koi! Get up on that roof. Take your coat. Close off that chimney. We will protect you with rifle fire. Quickly!
He's carrying a jacket. Hawk just sent somebody to block our chimney.
We don't have a single rifle ball left.
Martha, what did you do with that rifle ball you took out of Mingo's sack?
It's still in that tin pot.
All right, Daniel, it's coming closer. Inside the cabin, then.
One shot, Daniel.
Here they come.
You all right? Can you use this if you have?
With pleasure.
Come, my son.
I am not your son. You can kill me, but you can't make me your son.
I will squeeze the poison of the white eyes from your brain. I will teach you to hate. Hate your enemies.
You are my enemy.
Got the rifle?
Is that the feeling that you have for your son? To use him as a shield?
I will release my son when you drop your rifle in front of you.
You would kill your true father for a white eye?
I will. If you come any closer, I will.
Little Bear, don't do it. Good boy, Tom.
Yes, but it has learned too much too fast, Dan.
He can handle it. Youngsters should recover a lot more quickly than their elders. It's easier for him now. Boy needs a father to show him the way.
I'm going to do my best to make him forget, but so much violence, and all because of one man's hate.
Little Bear?
Hate. Sooner or later, it ends up killing a man.
I just hope Hawk is the only one who's hurt.
Did that answer your question? Well, I doubt if they expect me to be this far north. In any case, I didn't do the choosing.
He's overdue now. How long do you plan to wait?
Well, till he shows up, those are my orders.
You know, Beaumarchais is quite a famous man throughout Europe and highly respected, but I had no idea he was so sympathetic to our cause, least of all a secret agent for the colonies.
Let's hope the British have no idea either. Ben Franklin's letter said, be careful not to offend him, that he can be important to the revolution.
Yes, but not a hint of why he's coming or what we have to do when he gets here.
None. secret agent.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the ripperest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
Unbelievably bad. It needs work, vast amounts of it. That is, if I decide to use it at all. I trust I have the honor of addressing the renowned Daniel Boone.
You must be Mr. Beaumarchais?
Che.
Beaumarchais.
The same. We are well met. You live up to your legend, monsieur. Company, débarque.
We were beginning to worry about you, sir. The time running on.
You will probably think of me trying to assemble a cast. Of course, the sign on the wagon, they're direct from Paris, is a little deceit. Actually, I had to pick them all up in Quebec, and Quebec is not noted for talent.
You're not going to take them all along with us? And the wagon, too?
My dear fellow, how else could I transport them? To say nothing of the costumes and scenery.
Oh, it's all right. He's with me.
Is it? Am I seeing for the very first time? I am one of your true savages. No, may I touch him? Superb, fantastic. He has a name, I suppose.
I am known as Mingo.
He understands, he speaks, and with what primitive dignity. I am known as Mingo. What a tragedy there are no parts for him in my plays.
Oh, come, sir, with a little rehearsal and a bit of makeup, I might do very well. Say, in the role of Figaro.
He knows my plays.
Oh, not only knows, monsieur, but admires them.
With everything else, he has taste. Children, come, you must meet these extraordinary people.
We should talk.
Allez vite. One of my greatest discoveries. I look forward to a long association with this disarming little creature, Mademoiselle.
Brillant, monsieur.
Well, let us simply know you, as you will soon be known by audiences the world over as the bewitching Susanna.
Enchanté, monsieur.
It's a pleasure, ma'am. Excuse me, sir, but can we talk?
This fellow will be her suitor, the Count Helmevire, dashing, formidable, a model to all lovers. We really must do something about the characterization of yours. However, no doubt time will tell.
If you say so, monsieur.
Figaro and my Bartolo.
Can we talk?
But I haven't said a word. Children, proceed. I'm sure we are all famished.
Exactly what do they know?
About you, nothing. Only that we were to meet a guide. I am no novice at this business, Monsieur Boone. You may have noticed that I did not mention your name in their hearing.
Well, how much do they know about your real reason for being here?
When I hired them, I told them simply, perhaps a little slyly, that there was a secondary reason for my trip. But not one of them showed even the slightest curiosity about the reason.
And that satisfied them?
Totally. I assure you, whatever occurs, actors the world over are interested in only three things: themselves, their performances, and themselves again.
I hope so. But at any rate, it's a little late to change things now. Now, we'd better start moving. With British troops in the area, we're liable to run into some trouble.
Not with me here, and this shrewd and enchanting facade.
Mr. Beaumarchais, I understood this to be a secret mission.
But of course.
Of course. I also understood that you were to explain the details to me.
Very well. I am to go to Norfolk, Virginia. You are to take me there, voila.
But, monsieur, I still don't understand all this.
A way of getting around the British. And an essential part of our enterprise, transport.
Of what?
Excuse me. If you please. The costumes. Remove them, if you please.
False bottom?
Exactly. Take it out, please.
Gold ingots.
Precisely. It is a handsome little package we shall deliver to Virginia.
What's the gold for?
To buy muskets, powder, cannon. There is a ship in harbor loaded with weapons. If we do not reach Norfolk within a week, she will set sail for other shores with her precious cargo. So haste must be our watchword.
Well, I agree with you on that.
Wouldn't we make far better time on horseback? We could load the gold in saddlebags and make a run for it.
Not in my opinion.
Too heavy for the horses.
Monsieur Beaumarchais, about the cast.
They will save us from the British. Fear not, gentlemen. I am an expert at tricking the enemy.
In any case, I'm under orders to accommodate you. There's no point in arguing with you about that.
Indeed. I will not guide you, and you will not tell me how to run my affairs.
Mr. Beaumarchais.
Monsieur Boone, you and I come from different cultures. Quite obviously, we are most dissimilar men. But we do share a love of freedom and an admiration for this young and struggling country.
Then let us make the least of our differences.
And the most of our mutual passion for liberty.
Mr. Beaumarchais, we agree again.
Now, let us see what little surprises we have here. Pâté de foie gras, haricots verts, and a little canard Beaumarchais.
Monsieur, and your wine.
Imbecile! You have poured Chateau Yquem. Chateau Yquem with canard. A child would have known better. Pardon, gentlemen. These stupidities must be as taxing to you as they are to me. With infinite pains, I transported these wines from France myself. I watched over the casks like a mother over her children. With infinite care, I saw that the sun and spray kept from them, that they were not jostled. And for what? So that that fool might serve Chateau Yquem with canard.
Monsieur.
Figaro.
This is going to be some trip.
Canard Beaumarchais?
No, thank you.
Susanna.
What conceit?
But you must realize I have 1,000 important things to tell you.
No, 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 no. Where is your use, your fire? You think you are paying back to the old man? Here, I show you how to move this lovely child. Susanna! Oh, thank you, thank you. Monsieur Mingo, is it absolutely necessary to travel as if we were being pursued by all the hounds of Hades?
One can never tell in this country, Monsieur Beaumarchais. We might very well be. There might even be Indians.
Let us proceed as best we can. We are a company of players, are we not? We all wish to improve our arts, is that not so? Well, circumstances have provided us with an opportunity. We are about to receive visitors. Visitors before whom you will give a performance. As your director, I charge you to project a bland ignorance of anything or anyone except our obvious mission of bringing culture to the wilderness. What is it, sir?
Are you Mr. Beaumarchais?
You have that honor.
I'm obliged to detain and search all vehicles in this area. A state of war exists between His Majesty's government and these colonies.
I am fully aware of the state of war. But are you aware, sir, that I am a neutral, a Frenchman, an artist, a conductor, and a close friend of His Gracious Majesty, Louis XVI?
Nonetheless, I have my orders.
As you see, we are a company of actors and singers bringing culture to this primitive country. We are not your colonies.
I must still ask you to allow my men to go over your wagon.
I will allow, but I will resent.
And I want to meet your associates, all of them.
Children, come and meet this British officer. My driver, as you see, an Indian. My leading lady.
Bonjour.
Susanna. My Figaro, Monsieur. Alma Viva. And my pardon. Yes, all of him. Ah. Draperies for our little opera, and please be careful, they cannot be replaced.
Major, this crate is ruddy heavy for draperies.
Lead weights, pulleys for the scenery and draperies. You have the word of a French gentleman.
Open it. Lead white, sir.
I will accept your apology, Major.
Mr. Beaumarchais, I do not apologize for doing my duty. And the Indian, where did you get him?
In Canada. You will be surprised, Major, in France, how we admire the noble redskin.
Him good, me. Him feed Injun, good.
All right, mount up.
Major, instruct your men to put the case back where they found it. Please?
Put it back.
Major. Admit, sir, that if it had not been for the facade of my opera company, the visit of the British Major might have ended in disaster for our cause.
Well, Mr. Beaumarchais, what if you'd have searched a few more boxes?
If, Monsieur Boone, you are too cautious for a secret agent, you need the soul of an adventurer, a taste for danger, if you're to succeed in the business of intrigue.
All the same, I think I'll have a look around.
Non più andrai farfallone amorozzo,
notte e giorno d'intorno girando,
delle belle turbando il riposo,
Narcisetto adoncino d'amor, delle belle turbando il riposo, Narcisetto adoncino d'amor.
Magnificent voice. Do you not agree, Susanna?
Oh, I agree.
Well, with a little rehearsal, he could play my part.
Oh, yes, but to play Figaro, he must be more than a singer. He must be a fixer, a scoundrel.
Something like Beaumarchais, perhaps, huh?
Yes, Beaumarchais is all that, and charming and talented.
Which I am not.
I'll tell you what you are. You are tiresome.
You are a flirt.
Bonne nuit. Let go.
Stop teasing me.
Let me go. Let me go. No.
By you such a boor that you must force yourself when you are not wanted?
She doesn't mean it. She's being flirtatious like all women.
Oh, how would you know?
Well, how would you remember?
He has wit, but he has no courage. Come, my dear.
Blue skies, green meadow, quiet, still. Sunrise, soft winds blow through the wood by the hill. The robin sings its song in the summer. The bluebird sings its song in the fall. The blackbird only sings in the early spring, if he's going to sing at all. Blue skies, green meadow, quiet, still. Sunrise, soft wind blows through the wood by the hill.
Bravo, Mingo! Bravo, bravo!
Our friend Almaviva didn't leave empty-handed.
Must have stolen off during the night. There's no point in going after him now.
Not only a bad actor, but a common thief.
Maybe not so common and maybe not such a bad actor.
He could easily have carried more than one.
I'm afraid I don't follow you, gentlemen.
That gold, Monsieur Beaumarchais, is evidence that this is not just a traveling company of actors.
You mean he's a British spy?
Oh, I doubt that, but he may think he has valuable information to sell to the British. We're close enough to the garrison at Slater's fort to use their help, Mingo. You knew the way. Get what help you can and meet us later. From now on, we'll take the mountain trail.
The mountain trail? And this?
If the British come looking for us, they won't look there. They'd think we'd be crazy to go that way, and they'd be right.
They would indeed.
And now, Mr. Beaumarchais, let's stop talking and start moving.
What are you doing?
Leave it.
Oh, not until I've had my breakfast. Oh, I'd give my soul for a bit of parsley.
Parsley?
My dear Boone, I am a courtier, a musician, a publisher, a shipbuilder, a manufacturer, and a financier. But above all, I am a gourmet, a connoisseur of fine food. I eat snails. You step on them. In reality, I am 7 men, and at this moment, all 7 men insist on eating their breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems to me, Mr. Beaumarchais, that you're 8 men.
Oh?
On top of all the rest, I figure you're a patriot, and we need the help of that man, the patriot.
Monsieur Boone, you are a diplomat.
I see. And now don't you think you should tell your caste what's in the wind?
You'd have me do that on an empty stomach? Impossible. Susanna, Figaro, Bartolo! Petit déjeuner, breakfast, dessert. Asseyez, mes enfants. We will not wait for Almeida. He is gone for good. Or for bad.
Monsieur?
Later, my child, later. Children, until now, we have been merely a troupe of players rehearsing a fiction. Now it is possible that we shall soon be facing a challenge which comes to view. I appeal to you, not as actors, but as human beings. I call upon your noblest instincts to protect this mission of ours against those who would crush the flickering flame of freedom which has been ignited in this young nation. Since we will require your help, your bravery, and your belief in the brotherhood of man, we have decided to make you partners in this exciting enterprise.
And do you always carry a gold ingot when you travel in the wilderness?
But, Colonel, that is my proof of what I tell you.
A troupe of traveling players and singers from France transporting contraband for the colonial.
Yes, gold bars under the costumes. I saw them with my own eyes. There must be dozens.
Of course. And you were running in your eagerness to reach us and tell us about it.
Yes, exactly.
That's why you were running in the wrong direction?
No, I became confused.
You say you're an actor.
Yes.
Better find a new trade.
No, just a minute.
You're not even a good liar.
Oh, Colonel, if you will simply stop the wagon and have it searched.
I must say I do admire your gall. Do you colonials really imagine I'm so stupid as to fall for such an obvious trap?
I have told you, I am a Canadian, not a
I've a
colonial.
small force here. I ride out on this expedition, leave this place unprotected. Not even a good try. And as for that is now confiscated. His Majesty's property, the fortunes of war. Put him in irons.
Colonel, you are a fool. That fellow Boone will have the gold to its destination before you wake up.
Boone? Daniel Boone.
But I do not know the man's first name.
Describe him.
He's tall, very tall. Coonskin cap, buckskins.
You know there is a jail sentence for giving false information to His Majesty's army.
Yes, I know, Colonel.
And if you're a spy, the penalty is the firing squad. Very well. Show me on this map where the wagon is. cutting off the road to get ahead of us.
I am Colonel Joshua Winthrop of His Majesty's 1st Grenadiers.
Enchanté. I am Pierre Augustin, Garant de Beaumarchais.
Search the wagon. Where is Daniel Boone?
Pardon?
Daniel Boone.
There is no one of that name in this cast.
That man says that Daniel Boone is traveling with you.
Oh, he is a cretin, a liar. Did he tell you that I had fired him?
You did not. I quit.
I protest! Once before I have been subjected to this indignity, this inconvenience at the hands of you British. You will not find your man in that box.
We are looking for something else, Mr. Beaumarchais.
What?
Gold. Gold bars. Contraband.
Gold. Marvelous. Would I be wandering through the wilderness with gold? Would I have left the Grand Boulevard of Paris if I had gold? Perhaps he is your Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone.
My Figaro. Perhaps he is your Daniel Boone.
Let me see your hands. Where is Daniel Boone?
I do not know that Daniel Boone.
And you?
No, monsieur, no.
Did you find the gold?
No. No, it is gone.
Which one of this group did you think was Boone?
Well, he's not here now, but he was. He and that Indian.
All right. Where's the Indian?
I do not know.
There seems to be a great deal you do not know. So, Daniel Boone has vanished. His Indian has vanished. And the gold has vanished.
Well, it was there. Or perhaps they have hidden it someplace, huh?
Sergeant, place this man under arrest.
Colonel, it is regrettable that we have suffered such inconvenience at the hands of that Boer. Let us share the bouquet of my native hills and part as friends. Your soldiers have been very thorough, Colonel. I trust nothing is broken in here. If you will do me the honor. My own cuvier transported all the way from Burgundy.
Your health.
Santé.
Delicious, Mr. Beaumarchais.
Incredible.
Now, you maintain you are simply a troupe of traveling players.
Precisely.
With no interest in the rebellion and no sympathy for either side.
No culture, the arts never take sides.
Quite. However, I'm afraid I shall have to detain you. I'm going to send a courier to General Gates and let him decide what disposition to make of the matter.
But we have a performance scheduled in Portsmouth.
Regrettable. Only another hour of daylight. We'll make camp here and await the General's reply.
How long will that take?
To the General's headquarters and return 10, 12 hours?
This is outrageous.
War is outrageous, Mr. Beaumarchais.
Yes. Isn't it, Colonel? What is this delicious meat, Commandant?
Cow.
Cow. I would have guessed mule.
At least it's good red meat. It doesn't need the sauces and spices you French pour over everything.
Ah, but that's a matter of taste, Commandant. And you may be right. Taste is a matter of geography.
Sergeant Gresham, Mr. Cagle, Daniel Boone. The garrison at Slater's Fort has been called out to assist General Combs at Tucker's Hill. The skeleton force could only spare these gentlemen.
Well, the gold's right down to their noses, only they don't know it. You mean they haven't found it? They haven't found it. But Almaviva saw it. Almaviva saw where it was, not where it is. I found a new hiding place. We're too few for a frontal attack. What we need is a performance.
More tea? Tea. Oh, thank you.
Monsieur Beaumarchais? The nose, it meets with your approval, monsieur?
The nose?
Oui, monsieur, for the dress rehearsal.
But I just told...
You yourself said, Monsieur Beaumarchais, it is our responsibility to bring culture to the wilderness.
I still don't understand.
In the cause of liberté, fraternité, and égalité, monsieur.
Oh, the dress rehearsal! Oh, certainement, certainement. Bartolo! Forgive me, I was distracted. Oh, I do admire your devotion to your art. I do. I'll change my clothes immediately, if my host will forgive me. My players are desperately in need of work. Since we are detained here, we may as well use the time to good advantage.
Act.
Gentlemen, your attention. Our play is about to begin. The scene is the castle of the Count of Countess Almaviva. Figaro, the barber, has just been awarded the post of Major Domo by the Count in recognition of his past services. As our scene opens, our hero is discovered with Susanna, the Countess's lady-in-waiting, to whom he is betrothed. His song is on a subject which should be very close to the hearts of all of you, the rigors of war.
performance begins.
Non più andrai farfallone amoroso, notte e giorno intorno girando, delle belle turbando il riposo, Narcisetto ad uncino l'amor. Delle belle turbando il riposo, Narcisetto ad uncino l'amor. Non più avrai questi bei pennacchini, quel cappello leggero e gallante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante. Non più andrai farfallone amoroso, notte e giorno intorno girando, delle belle turbando il riposo, Narcisetto ad uncino l'amor. Delle belle turbando il riposo, Narcisetto ad uncino l'amor.
I must speak to the commandant immediately.
You've already seen him. Now get back inside.
I must speak to him now or it will be too late.
What for?
The spies, they are here.
Collo dritto, muso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco contante, poco contante, poco contante. Oh, listen, Daniel, we're facing rough weather, we're facing rough weather.
They have to fight for it, boys.
Una marcia per il fango, per montagne e per valloni, con le nevi e soglioni.
Arrest that man! Arrest him!
How sad, how sad. The performance was going so well. How much further to our destination?
We should reach Norfolk by mid-morning.
Monsieur Boone, then it will be goodbye. Would you indulge the sentimentality of an old man? I should so cherish a little memento of our great association.
Well, Mr. Beaumarchais.
Parfait, parfait. The perfect souvenir of the frontier of liberty. Thank you, my friend. If you will permit me, accept this.
Thank you.
And my children, did they not rise to the occasion like true professionals? Susanna. Figaro, Bartolo, I salute you individually and collectively. In every way, you perform magnificently. And Mingo, oh, Mingo, come with me to Paris. A genuine American Indian, a true child of nature, and an opera singer as well, you would be a sensation. With me as your impresario, you'd make a fortune.
Him happy here. Him eat good. Him sleep good. Indian stay here.
What a pity. What a pity.